All right. So I am reviewing my teaching lesson, the video that I recorded. I taught a lesson on prefixes and suffixes. It was a second grade class where I had a group of second graders at an after-school program at Edna Beatty Elementary School here in Elk Grove. And to do the review of my questions, I called my colleague, fellow friend, and teacher, Hillary McHenry. Hillary, if you could introduce yourself really quickly, tell us what grade you teach and all that.
Yes, so my name is Hillary McHenry. I teach 8th grade at August Boger Middle School in San Jose, California. I have been in the classroom since 2015, so I have quite a bit of experience. All of my experience has been with middle school students, so getting to watch Elias' lesson with elementary school students was very eye-opening for me.
Oh, thank you. All right, so let's get into these questions. So based on what you've seen in my teaching video, did you see the learners show any indication that they were learning, or like did it seem any students needed additional support to grasp the concepts, or what did you see as far along those lines?
Well, in the video, I did see that class participation was very high. You did not have an issue getting students to participate, and I really liked when you were writing down what they were saying. They were giving examples of words with prefixes and suffixes, and I felt like that was a type of formative assessment to gauge their learning and understanding.
Okay, thank you.
I would say the only thing I noticed was there was one student in particular, I think his name was Tyler. I felt like he may have shared a lot more than the other students, which is great.
Okay.
But I was wondering how you were monitoring who was saying what and how many times you had called on some of the students.
Right, that's true. I honestly wasn't really monitoring that. Kind of just like, okay, maybe I asked this kid a few questions. You know, like I kind of bounced around based on like, okay, he answered enough. Let me move on to someone else. But I don't think I made it even. And I think that if I monitored that, I could have done that too.
Yeah, no, I definitely heard from multiple students. I just heard from that one student. I noticed him. It was just a little bit more.
Yeah, students, thank you for saying that. And the next question, how effective did you feel my overall instructional design was as far as like getting students to learn the concepts and overall like as a way of teaching, like my setup, I guess, too?
I thought the design of the lesson was quite interactive because you formed the lesson as a game. So it doesn't matter what age you're teaching. The kids like games, you know, whether it's elementary school, middle school, or even at the high school level. If you make something a game, the kids gravitate towards that even more. And I could literally hear the excitement in the video when you said, well, okay, we're going to do this in the form of a game, and you're going to collect these beads to get prizes. And they all started, you know, screaming like, oh, yay, like, it's gonna be fun. So I definitely enjoyed that part of your lesson. I thought the design was very age appropriate for sure.
Perfect. Thank you. Awesome. All right. So next one, moving forward, how do you think I should plan for this lesson based on student learning characteristics? Like, so for instance, what like multi-tiered level of supports should I have, or differentiation strategies should I implement? Like, say if I had a student with a learning disability or a student with ELL, or maybe like students who are kind of maybe didn't have as much background information on this lesson as other students did.
So I think that as far as if you were to redo this lesson or reteach it to another group of students, I think that you could really benefit from grouping strategies. Okay. So I know that you tried to group the students towards the end of the lesson when they were in their teams for the game, but even during the first part of the mini lesson, when you were just going over what's a prefix, what's a suffix, and then talking about the examples, if you grouped them, and you can strategically do that based on where their levels are at, for as far as what their understanding is of the English language, and then what their needs are, to help support each other. And then also, I'm not sure about other languages, but if there's another language like Spanish, for instance,
Yeah.
that has something similar to a prefix or suffix in it, using that as an example could be interesting as well.
That's cool.
And then taking little moments to explain or show students why a word has a prefix and why a word has a suffix and why.
Right.
In the video where one student said, yeah, matter, and you said matter is not a word, because the student was saying it as in, oh, I'm more upset.
Mad.
So
Okay,
I guess
I see.
Why?
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And it kind of keeps them from going into like saying, you know, or creating words like, oh, okay, so pre means, you know, before, so could I pre, you know, like kind of putting pre in front of anything. And it's like, well, yeah, okay. So explaining why. That makes a lot of sense.
And you can also just show a video about that too. That's a good way to differentiate their understanding as well. Videos or any type of multimedia platform in general is a great way to get kids to, you know, understand, get them a little more engaged, even if it's just like a 2-minute clip as well. Videos or visual aids.
Definitely.
And you had visual aids with your posters as well too. So that was good.
Thank you. I actually did plan to do like a read aloud for this lesson. I had like a book I was going to read to them on prefixes, and then another one that was, or like it was a video reading. And then there was another one that I was just going to use like the actual book to read for suffixes. But with time and kind of the way things are going, I was like, I don't think I can even throw a story in here right now. Time to do this, but we can, you know, we'll play the game now, and things kind of just moved on from it. But they were excited to hear that there was a clip or a YouTube video. So I wish that I did have more time for that. But yes, that definitely, I'm going to like, I guess for future planning, make sure that I have time to incorporate those multimedia like resources and things like that. All right, so last question. How should I modify or extend or create new levels of presentation, expression, and engagement for each learner as it relates to their process and products of learning?
Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Yes. So how should I modify or extend new levels of presentation? Like, I guess how I want to present the
lesson to make it more challenging.
Yes. And then how I give the students a chance to express what they're learning and to engage with the content as well.
Well, you could also do, in order to make it more challenging, you could give them different prefixes and suffixes and then make it a game for whichever group comes up with the most words using that prefix or suffix. Then that group gets a prize or whatever it is. You could also do something like a jigsaw. A jigsaw might be a little bit difficult to do with just prefixes and suffixes, but you could also add in the base words that you were talking about too, and divide the class into 3 groups, and then have one group do like a quick little presentation or a little skit on prefixes, another group do the same thing for suffixes, and another group do the same thing for like root words. Yeah, that could be like almost like a summative assessment of their understanding.
Right. Oh, that's true. Okay, cool. Thank you for that, for the new tips and things. So if you have any additional feedback for me as far as just kind of in general, what you saw and like things we kind of didn't get to go over?
I think your energy was great, and the kids, you were able to get the kids engaged and stuff like that. The only thing that I would, or one of the tips that I would give you is just to watch your body positioning, and I'm totally guilty of this too, is you just always want to be mindful never to turn your back to the students.
Right,
Because in the video, you did that a couple times where your back was totally, completely turned, and like I said, I'm guilty of doing that too. You always want to like make sure that you're standing at an angle where you can still see the class and that they can still see your face, even when you're writing on the board. And it's challenging to be conscious of that while you're doing it.
Right,
But just to make sure, because while you're writing things on the board, it's really valuable to look at your students so you can see their facial expressions, because then you can kind of gauge, like, do they really understand what we're talking about here? Because
that's a really good point. Yeah.
You can't see your class, so you don't know how they're reacting to
Right.
whatever that you're writing.
Wow. Okay. That is a really good point. Thank you.
I mean, that's something that that I have to work on myself too.
Right.
So.
That's good though. We're all learning, right?
Yeah, but I love the examples that you gave them, and the fact that you did write the examples down so they could come back, especially because they're in second grade, so they're not going to really remember everything.
Yeah.
So I thought that was good. And then I loved your attention getter that you used.
What was it? I was
lost them for a second.
Yeah.
And then you did your attention grabber. And then came right back. That was good.
Thank you. But thank you anyway. That's all the questions, and I really appreciate you taking the time to do this with me, go over my video and give me some feedback. Thank you so much. And I'm going to end this recording.